In the past, there have been certain interviews with celebrities that seemed pretty normal to everyone back then. But now, we get to see them as what they truly are.
What are you doing?
Which, if I must say, is quite disturbing, either because of the celebrity or interviewer involved.
What are you doing?
Number 1. Ellen DeGeneres. We all know that talk show hosts are always looking for a way to get juicy info from celebrities. But in a bid to do this, Ellen on her show goes too far in her 2012 interview with Taylor Swift. And when I say too far, I mean as far as making Taylor Swift cry on the show.
We're here with your boyfriend, Zac Efron, last time. How's he doing?
We actually never dated.
Yes, you did. So
When Taylor came onto the show, Ellen went ahead to talk about Taylor's last appearance on her show, and how she did a song with Zac Efron that had gone quite viral, which Taylor didn't know about. After that, Ellen went ahead to force the narrative that Zac Efron and Taylor were in a relationship, which Taylor said no to because it wasn't true.
No, I haven't talked to him in a while because we didn't date.
Yes, you did. Why do you deny it?
Because we didn't.
Oh, okay. So, all right. Okay, so let's just talk about the new CD.
And she didn't stop there. She went ahead to do something that Taylor didn't see coming. She proceeded to give Taylor a huge bell and told her to ring the bell for whichever guys she had dated in the past. And although Taylor told her she couldn't talk about it, she still went ahead. This made the celebrity very, very uncomfortable and made her shed tears.
Bell, and you ring it when.
Oh my God.
All right. We'll show pictures.
I don't know if I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, you will.
This is the one thing that I have. It's like the one shred of dignity that I have is I know that.
What do you mean one shred of dignity? You're filled with dignity.
But people go and make guesses about it, and the only thing that I have is like that one card.
Recently, Ellen has come under fire as people say she is a bully and doesn't know how to respect people's boundaries. And from that show back in 2012, we can all truly say that Ellen doesn't know how to respect boundaries and just goes too far every single time with her interviews.
Ring it on 3 different guys. We'll narrow it down. So ring it 3 different times. So then it's still out there. We still don't know. So let's show some pictures. All right. All right.
We didn't date.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's ridiculous to show Zac. They never did date. Okay. Hold it like you're gonna ring it at some point. Okay. All right. Danny DeVito, did y'all date?
Number 2, David Letterman. When it comes to David Letterman's former shows, let's just say he could be a little creepy. Or if we are being quite honest, extremely creepy. He recently came under fire for his past interviews where he sexualized and belittled the female celebrities who appeared on his show. The most creepy David Letterman show was the one in 1998, where he interviewed the actress Jennifer Aniston.
What are you doing?
During the interview, Letterman pulled his chair closer to the actress Jennifer and began to lick a strand of her hair, which she reacted by screaming like any normal person would do, and after he was done, gave her a tissue to wipe the saliva off. Well, that was quite disgusting and off-putting. In another one of his shows, with the same actress, Jennifer Aniston, he put all his focus on her legs and kept making comments like, "How lovely are your legs? You must have beautifully shaped legs to look like this." How much more creepy can this man get? Well, let's just say that Jennifer Aniston was very uncomfortable during this exchange.
Fantastic leg. You can only wear that if you have lovely well-shaped, muscular, lengthy, lovely legs. And what is that? Is that like? Are we wearing culottes or what?
They're shorts.
Shorts.
It's hot out.
Yeah. Is it really hot out there?
It's actually, it's that wonderful springtime in New York.
Nice to see you again.
Number 3, Bill Cosby. Former actor Bill Cosby's career ended due to countless accusations of sexual assault. Many of his accusers claim that he had drugged them before molesting them.
Faces up to 30 years in prison. All the major networks broke in with the news.
Bill Cosby guilty today of 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault.
Bill Cosby found guilty on all counts.
80-year-old Bill Cosby was found guilty of drugging and sexually assaulting Temple University employee Andrea Constand. She left the courtroom beaming. In addition to Constand, 5 other women testified they were sexually assaulted by Cosby in past years. Several of his alleged victims were in tears after the verdict came down.
Well, we shouldn't be surprised, because he gave a hint on what he gets up to when no one's watching in an interview with CNN back in 1991. In the interview, he made jokes about using Spanish fly, which was a natural aphrodisiac. He made lewd jokes about dropping it into a lady's drink, and the rest is history. I wonder if anyone found this interview weird at the time, because he was confessing to his sick crimes of rape and sexual battery.
It was the thing that all boys from age 11 on up to death, we will still be searching for Spanish fly.
That's right.
And what was the old story was, if you took a little drop, no, it was on the head of a pin.
That's right.
And
Drop
you put
it
it
in
in
a
the drink.
Coca-Cola. Don't matter.
It doesn't make it, and the girl would drink it, and
she's yours.
Hello, America.
Number 4, Matt Lauer. Following a distinguished 20-year tenure as an anchor on NBC's Today Show, Matt Lauer was terminated amidst sexual misconduct allegations on November 27, 2017. Subsequent revelations through videos and witness testimonies proved the disturbing nature of his behavior, casting a shadow over his once respected status in the industry.
I have now seen you naked.
And I'm so sorry about that.
I have seen you naked.
Were you able to sleep afterwards?
Why
are you looking down?
It's now my screensaver.
One of these videos is an interview he did with the actress Sandra Bullock in 2009. In the interview, he tells Sandra how he has seen her nudes in her recent movie, and even goes ahead to say that he uses it as his screensaver. And for some weird reason, he is overly excited about it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what you call super creepy.
Why are you looking down?
It's now my screensaver.
Why did you look down
I
when
was
you
looking
said
at my notes.
Not your notes are not over here.
They were right there.
That would be this.
They
You
were
went
right
like
there.
that.
I didn't go like this. I went like this.
I'm just saying.
You're naked for most of this movie.
At the end of the interview, he made sure to bring up her nude scene once again, and told her to come back for another interview, which she declined.
It's a lot of fun. Did I mention you have a nude scene in this movie?
Pretty much from the time you opened your mouth. Yeah.
Sandra Bullock. Come back more often.
No, not after this.
Number 5, Melissa Benoist. Actress Melissa Benoist, who had her breakthrough in her lead as Supergirl, appeared on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon in 2016. In the show, she talked about a home accident that had left her eye bruised and badly injured.
Fell and hit my eye on a potted plant.
In 2019, it later came to the notice of everyone that the story was made up, just to cover the abuse being inflicted on her by her then partner Blake Jenner. The actress was finally bold enough to reveal what she had been suffering in silence for a long time now through her Instagram.
The stark truth is, I learned what it felt like to be pinned down and slapped repeatedly, punched so hard the wind was knocked out of me, dragged by my hair across pavement, head-butted, pinched till my skin broke, shoved into a wall so hard the drywall broke, choked. I learned to lock myself in rooms, but quickly stopped because the door was inevitably broken down. I learned not to value any of my property, replaceable and irreplaceable. I learned not to value myself.
Now, when we go back and look at that interview, we will always wonder about how dreadful it was for her to sit down there and cover up the abuse she was facing without bursting into tears. Number 6, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. Oprah has come under fire as some of her past interviews, specifically the one with the twin sisters Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, resurfaced after years of being aired. Fans are very pissed with her as to how she could disregard such a serious issue and turn it into a joke, and don't understand how people found it funny or the least interesting back in 2004 when the interview happened. The two child stars, Mary-Kate and Ashley, 2004, were invited to the Oprah show, and during the interview, Oprah was very insensitive to what the girls were going through at the time. At the beginning of the show, she brings up Mary-Kate's eating disorder, which makes Mary-Kate uncomfortable. And when Ashley tries to defend her sister, Oprah interrupts her by asking about their weight.
This recently surfaced has really upset you, right? You know, the one about eating.
Yeah, people are going to write what they want to write. We try not to read the good or the bad because it just kind of comes with the territory. Either you're too fat, you're too skinny, and people are just going to write what they
What size are you, by the way?
Size?
Yeah, I always like to know.
I'm really sure.
You're not sure?
Girls, and
that's so interesting. That is so interesting. I'm like obsessed with size, and you're like, I really don't.
Although the spectators found Oprah's sarcastic behavior funny at the time, there was nothing funny about it. The fact that she could be so insensitive enough to ask two 17-year-old girls about their eating disorder and even go further by asking about their size is just very wild. Like, let's be serious. You don't ask an overweight person about their size, let alone an underweight person who has an eating disorder. That's just going too far. It was found out that Mary-Kate took treatment for her eating disorder later that year. Number 7. Britney Spears. In 2003, after her breakup with Justin Timberlake, which left her like a shadow of her former self at the time, Britney Spears had an interview with TV presenter Diane Sawyer in her hotel room. In the interview, which seemed more like an interrogation, Diane asked lots of evasive questions, which just didn't sit right with the superstar at the time.
Year. You've had a year that would test a lot of people.
It was pretty rough, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Ah, weird. Hello. Oh my goodness, hello. Ew, strong Britney. Yeah, it was a weird. Ew, I'm embarrassed. Can we stop this?
She went ahead to ask her whether she had a shopping addiction, which was very rude to the then 21-year-old Britney. Because according to her, she didn't have full access to her money because it was controlled by her father, Jamie Spears, as of then. But apart from not having access to her funds fully, it was just rude to ask her those questions.
An addiction? No, I think it's an addiction. I think it does put me, like, it makes me happy. You know, I'll go and I'll buy a hat and I'll buy some shoes and, you know, you feel pretty, you feel girly. I love that feeling. So, but no, it's not an addiction.
Ask her those questions. She took it further by asking her questions about her breakup and painted the image that Britney wasn't faithful during her relationship with Justin.
He's left the impression that you weren't faithful, that you betrayed the relationship.
I think everyone has a side to their story, and to make them feel a certain way, and make them feel, you know, and I'm not technically saying he's wrong, but I'm not technically saying he's right either. So, this feels really...
In 2023, 40-year-old Britney Spears, in an Instagram post, spoke up about things she had gone through in the past, one of the worst being the interview with Diane Sawyer, which left her in tears. Number 8. Jimmy Savile. To some people, he was a national treasure, but it wasn't until after his death that everyone found out about his true nature, which was being a serial molester. Most people were only brave enough to come forward and share their horrific experiences after he had died, which made Jimmy die without paying for his crimes. In certain interviews where he made an appearance, it should have already been obvious what type of person he was because of the type of sick jokes or statements he made during the shows.
Well, it's very bad for a single fella like me because a girl will not get into a Rolls Royce because it's too posh.
In one of his interviews with ITV News, he said disturbing things like getting girls with a van instead of a Rolls Royce. And after his death, it was confirmed that he used a van where he molested his victims. Going forward, in another interview with a show called Have I Got News for You, he makes disturbing statements where he is asked about what he does in his caravan.
I keep a little van. It's a lot better.
I wonder why people found this funny at the time, or why no one came forward to report him. Because even from watching his interviews and shows, you would just know that he was like a horror story to most people he encountered.
What do you do in the caravan?
Anybody I can lay my hands on.
Number 9. R. Kelly. In 2008, R. Kelly had a seemingly disturbing interview with a BET reporter after being in a trial earlier that year for being in possession of child graphic content. During the interview, the reporter asked him if he liked teenaged girls. And instead of turning down the question completely, Kelly gave a very disturbing response, which was shocking even to the reporter.
When you say teenage, how are we talking? Girls who are teenagers.
19?
19 and younger.
I have some 19-year-old friends, but I don't like anybody.
Although this didn't put a dent in his career, it wasn't until 2019, after a documentary called Surviving R. Kelly was aired, that people put more meaning into his disturbing interview. Number 10. Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman is one of the few who has insisted on exposing the dark sides of Hollywood, especially the unthinkable things being done to child actors. From being on screen from the early age of 3, Feldman has been in different shows that were huge hits throughout his teens. And who other than him would know better about what was happening within the industry? Because he was also molested by people in the industry in his early teen years.
This was my dream, my wish!
You call my dad a loony again, and I'll kill you. The only difference between you and that greaseball is that he has a license and you don't.
In an interview with The View in 2013, Corey revisited the issue, but co-host Barbara Walters rebuked his statement, seemingly saying that the industry was more important than the children.
Damaging an entire industry.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to.
Although the interview was forgotten, later in 2017 it resurfaced due to the movement that was exposing sexual misconduct in the industry. Barbara Walters was criticized for her disregard and less concern for the children in the industry. If you got to the end of the video, let us know what you think in the comments section. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.